You can see they're just having a little poke around there. Little balls may well go looking here. Mistake, of course, has that hook. They have a lot of ability to get hold of someone and keep them there. And there
deep wards once again.
Just a deep ward.
So Taipei Assassins has done this last game too. They put down more early wards than Najin Sword. And if you look at the support's item choices already, Mistake has went with nothing but wards and potions, whereas Kane has went for the Fairy Charm. So early on, Taipei Assassins is looking for more map vision. They don't want to get caught out early by Watch here. Maokai, extremely potent early ganker. They looked like they could just outlane. They're confident they can because that's what they did last game. They put the deep wards in pretty much the same spot. They're trying to figure out either of those spots is going to be the most likely gank paths for Maokai to come out of. So really, they're just going early start, trying to get no steals going on, playing it safe.
Playing it safe indeed. So it looks like Little Balls is going to start off at the rates with a lot of help by the looks of it, which means are they going to try and leash pull and try and save that smite, I wonder, on the red buff? There's 4 members of Taipei Assassins here, which tells me there's going to be an AD support lane on the top.
Yep.
For Taipei Assassins. And no, they're going for an invade. They're
Well,
going
they could
for an
be going
invade.
for a delayed invade. They
It
have
is
a Maokai
delayed
Assassin's
invade.
going to catch him out.
They could hook in the blue, of course. He's just about to spawn. They could blue hook it in. They will do. They've got their damage. They're going to get the steal down. It will try and reset. Have they got enough damage, though? The rest of the Najin Sword are going to come around. They're going to have to give up on this one, I feel. You can see, but that's going to cause problems. And that means Watch is going to have to back away from this one. They've all backed away from it. And instead, Taipei Assassins saying, fine, we'll just take it standard mode then.
But look at this, Taipei Assassin's now taking the standard, and Watch is completely out of mana. It's going to be, he's going to need a lot of help on this red buff. Song's going to be very late to lane against Toys, so that delayed invade by Taipei Assassin is going to give him a very large early game advantage, both in the jungle and in mid lane.
Little Balls picks up the blue, and there you go, Watch, like you say, very low on health. He's going to need help here. He is going to get taken down very low by this red buff, I feel. He's going to try and...
He's going to have to pretty much shop right after that.
He's got no saplings left. He can't throw anything out. He's just going to tank it up now. And this is going to take him very low. And he should be fine. It means he's not going to... Yeah, like you say, he's going to have to shop straight off the back of that one. So, we do see the lane swatching around there, which means Bibi and Mistake has Ezreal and Blitzcrank against McNoon in that top lane. How would you rate these two? And obviously, of course, down the bottom, you've got the opposite route. Is Kane and Prey on Corki and Sona versus Shen.
I think from a champion pick perspective, the Shen is much more capable of 1v2 laning. He does have Vorpal Spikes, which can pick up creeps from range. Also, his passive is very good at last hitting at the tower. Overall, though, with TPA pushing in with Blitzcrank and Ezreal, the minion kills should stay fairly close. What they have to watch out for...
Freak, it took them 9 minutes to take those two.
Either side, if they take too much poke while trying to get these minion kills, they have to play these 1v2 lanes extremely conservatively. And very early on here, we see Watch coming up. He's got to be careful for a counter gank with this. Luckily, Skarner's not there, but it's in his mind, because in previous games, when you see a jungler come up to try help, very many times there's a third member up there to turn it.
Yeah, instead, what Little Balls is very much focused on taking away his blue buff. Is he going to give that across, or is he just going to take it, try and level as quick as possible? Looks like he's going to level as quick as possible. Just going to shield up on that one. You can see McNews being forced on the turret. Both 2v1 lanes, of course, being forced back, as you'd expect. And it looks like Najin Sword are going to focus and try and take that turret down as quick as possible. Bottom turret already half health down, just 4 minutes gone into the game.
Interesting, because TPA is about very much the minion kills and not getting damage on the turrets, whereas Najin Sword is going for that early gold. So they got jumped on a little bit early game last time, falling behind in gold. They know they're behind in the jungle and in mid, so they're trying to make more members available for their team. If they kill that tower down early, they'll have a lot of roaming presence early.
Just on Mistake, miss a hook in that top lane. Meanwhile, down this bottom lane, we do have the poke back and forward, and again, look at that. It's down to 559 hit points already, that bottom turret. They realize they're going to need help here. Is he going to open things up? Little Ball's actually going aggressive again here, going and putting that ward in. Is he going to head down the bottom? I think he might do. He just probably caught vision. Yeah, the ping goes on towards Watch. They know that he was there, possibly heading south. Oh, Little Balls has passed straight through the Tribush ward. They're going to get spotted. They know he's coming. Are they prepared for it? That's the question.
They may actually be baiting this a little bit because they're not falling back.
They're going for Kane. I think they have the damage on him. He's going to flash away. Little Balls should be able to finish it off. Yes, he does. Gets first blood. Stanley's going to get taken down very low here. Little Balls should be able to walk away without too much damage. Prey's going to try and catch on to him. Stanley's going to have to try and distract them. Lil Balls could well get caught out here. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, they're getting distracted as well. You can see Toys. That's going to be a twisted advance. Just about caught on. That should be the death of Lil Balls. That will be a double buff going back and forward. It's going to be Prey they want to give it to. He's gone away with it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no! Prey managed to catch him out there. Stanley, though, should get caught out as well. They're trying to tower dive on. He's taken down very low as well.
They're going to go for it here.
Morgana, meanwhile, in the mid was forced back. They are going to go for it. They're going to go for the dive. Song's going to come around, misses the dive binding, trying to shield it as much as possible, but Song picks it up. And the shield, would you believe it was a turret kill? He didn't get any damage down on Corky. And that's going to be surely the bottom turret going down as well. Song will finish that one off 2-1. Najin Sword with the lead.
And what did Stanley just buy? He's coming back to lane with a Cage's lucky pick on Shen.
Oh, AP
really
Shen.
Curious choice. It could be the fact that he knew he needed GP10 items, and that is the cheapest one aside from Avarice Blade, which we would not want to use. He wanted the Heart of Gold, but he just decided he's turtling out this lane. He's lost his tower. He's died. He is essentially useless until he gets level 6 with his ultimate. So many good plays there for Najin Sword, getting the initiative and taking aggression there. Counter gank, they baited that fight in from low balls and turned it around beautifully.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful stuff. And Watch, Watch was obviously had that problem at the start. He was bullied, lost his red, lost his red, struggled for the blue. Lil Balls getting jumped on by Macnoon here. That's the dart binding. Just Flash tried to catch on in their Song, but Lil Balls is going to back away from that one. And we did lose his double buff earlier on. And it is now a switch in lanes as well. We have the AD and support going up towards that top lane. So Prey at the moment just on his own. He's got to be careful he doesn't get hooked in. He has got Kane on the way up, and Kane could be vital on that Sonar as well. We talked about how strong he is on that champion. Could very much be a key part. They've got to be careful they don't leave Stanley too long, though, to solo this bottom lane.
Stanley's going to have to wait there. It's just a matter of he fell behind. He's level 6. The lane is pushed very far, so he is able to farm some of this out. But he got shut down pretty hard by that. The death and the tower, respectively. Macnoon also having his own issues. Only 18 mini kills from that lane. He was not able to last hit a tower either. There's a lot of members running up here in the top lane. There's 3 from TPA and 3 from Najin coming in.
Yeah, Lil Ball standing on top of the ward, though. They've spotted that straight away with that Oracle. Actually, they've got a purple ward, sorry. No Oracle. Pink ward. A Mistake is just going to sit in that bush.
Well, the blue buff is up.
Got to be careful.
Going for another
steal.
steal.
4 members of Najin Sword on this top lane now. He is going to try and go for the steal here. Lil Ball's on the blue buff right now. You can see Songs coming across. Are they aware that 4 members are there? Yes, they definitely are now. They just walk straight up there. It's going to be a 5-man push. Can they try and catch on? Song's not going to go up there. He's going to have to back away. He's not really got the mana to get involved in a major fight here. And instead, they're going to try and get back and protect that blue buff.
There's the ward right on top of it, though, and it does look like TPA is going to let this one go. They're giving Stanley time to catch back up, which he is doing quite quickly now.
Lil Ball's going to try and smite it. He's going to try and smite it, and instead Macnoon jumps on him, manages to get the stun down on him. Macnoon, Lil Balls is going to continue. He hasn't got level 6, so he can't hook anyone in. And instead, Toys will back away. And Taipei Assassins have to give up on that one. 8 minutes 30, just that one turret gone down. I say just that one turret, we are only 8 minutes in. But I'm just so used to the frenetic paces of these matches already. 2-1 in kills, and the gold difference still very much even, just 100 gold between.
Finally, Macnoon getting down to the bottom lane. He's had a real trouble farming as well. He's level 5 to now Stanley's level 7. Large wave hitting the tower here. Jax really needs to get farmed before he can be useful. That 1v2 lane actually really shut down both Macnoon and Stanley because the 80 carries are very fed. The tower's coming down, but overall, with all of Najin's aggression, this game's dead even in gold.
Absolutely dead even. How's this middle lane working out? We saw Toys just absolutely bullying Song in the last game. I'm not too sure it's going to quite work out yet, and I'm not too sure Toys is going to be allowed to just back away right there in full vision. I think he tried to just make himself hidden away around that corner. Song putting the ward down on Wraiths. Song farming up quite well, 71 to 82, and if you're just slightly out farming at the moment, Toys is. In terms of the top and bottom lane, which is the 2 bruisers, Macnoon, like you said, had fell behind a little bit. So these 2v1s both really backfiring for both champions. 75 though for BB. BB definitely leading on the CS to 61 on Corky, but of course Corky picking up the kill and the assist. Oracle's just being picked up by Watch, so he's going to go looking for those. Just going to keep my eye. Toys, he's going to pick up the blue buff. I wasn't sure whether Lil Balls is going to keep it again. Obviously, you know, it's helpful on Skarner. He's still only level 5, though. Should be able to hit 6 in a moment compared to Watch, who had to hit 6 quite a while ago, actually.
now that he's 6, he does have his flash up. He's going to look to gank somewhere. Health a little bit low. He might have to shop. So Lil Balls getting that gank turned around on him early on has really set him back. They got the 2 blues for him early, which you'd think would get the stunner going. So much farm has been deferred to Toys, though. And once he got that death, he just hasn't been able to recover. So he's actually starting to fall a little bit behind. He has the boots mobility. Lil Balls is going to be all about getting in for that one pull in team fights. And outside of that, he's not going to be committing that much.
Yeah, McNoon keeping pressure on Stanley down in the bottom lane. Very much an even trade so far, but keeping that leap strike and empowered strike on him. Meanwhile, we are seeing Lil Balls again sneaking in towards that top lane. Mistake just waiting to see if he can land that hook. They want to clear out. He's going to overdrive his way in. It's not going to happen though, and just backs away. Realize he didn't have the situation. They know exactly where he is. Well, he actually gave his position away as well, which not helping. Meanwhile, they're going to dive on Stanley down the bottom lane. It's going to be a complete dive in. The Morgana ulti will still go off, and Song picks up the kill on Stanley there. And McNoon will be able to put a lot of damage down on this turret here. He's got a siege minion with him. Meanwhile, we can see just had the flash away. That was Toys trying to catch on towards Watch there. Does put the ultimate down there, Watch, and protects himself. Toys is going to get that free farm in the middle lane. But meanwhile, the ping goes down. McNoon now shredded half the hit points already. Yes, real ultimate coming across. He's just going to back off, though. The ping was already there. But he's shredded half the hit points already off that inner turret, and they are really working down that bottom lane.
It's really interesting, though, with Stanley having the Cage's Lucky Pick and the Heart of Gold, despite dying 2 times and despite losing his turret. He's actually 400 gold ahead of McNoon in overall farm. So back in the day, Stanley, before gold per 10 items were unique, pretty much forced people to make them unique because he'd build 4 every game on Aurelia or Jarvan. Stanley, interestingly enough, also innovated the Hex Step Revolver stacking on Vladimir. He would do 4 of them at once and have like 60% spell vamp. He's quite an innovator, and this is something we haven't seen in the past, is the Cage's Lucky Pick on Shen. If he's planning on just being passive and farming in the side lane, and he needs to catch up in lane, it could be really good choice.
They've the top lane. They've hooked on towards Prey there. I'm not too sure if they got the damage. The crescendo goes across. Will it be enough to turn things around? The Shen ultimate coming in now. Can they catch on towards Prey? They're going to have to catch him out. They will do Stanley on him. And now Kane's going to have to back away from this one. He has got Watch in support. You can see Morgana heading up the river. The Morgana's Song will be there. Lil Balls is just off in the distance there. McNoon coming up. And you can see how quick Najin Sword reacted to that one. They realized the danger, and the entire team swarmed towards that top lane. Toys now has to be careful he doesn't get caught out. He uses that wall to a good advantage.
Stanley, despite getting beaten up early, losing the tower and dying, is coming back in this game already, contributing entirely for that kill, turning it around, getting the flash taunt in. And they're really good at just continuing to keep people in games. Some may fall behind early, but then they pop back up. Next step is getting Lil Balls going. He has that Oracle's Elixir. He has been behind in experience. Where's he going to be contributing? Because this seems to be what TPA is so good at doing, is just having everyone work together.
They are. They haven't put a great deal of damage still on that top turret. BB is only taking about a half bit of health. So as it is at the moment, Najin Sword still with a huge advantage in terms of turrets. They've obviously it's only 1-0, but that inner turret already nearly taken down. And Stanley actually quite happy to go 1v1 with McNoon here by the looks of it in this bottom lane. And they're going to trade blows a little bit. You can see Stanley continuing to cause himself problems. McNoon will again probably just leap on him from his bush in a moment. And just trying to get that slow farm. In the top lane, though, we have a 3-man stack in Tribush. There goes the ward. Watches around there. Kane and Prey looking to see if they can bait anything out here from Mistake. Instead, Watch has backed off. Blue buffs now spawned, so expect to see Song heading back that way in a moment.
Both of these teams actually going hit for hit very early. Looks like both AD carries going to be going for the Trinity Force. Both junglers having early Oracle's Elixirs. They pick them up before their second GP10 item, both just with the Philosopher's Stone. You can see, though, Watch even farther behind, yet to get the Boots of Mobility, whereas Lil Ball has them as well. They're really just matching each other in so many ways here. Tower has been matched, but the tower has been just matched by out-farming, and with GP10 items, the Oracle's matched. They're going to be taking a Dragon fairly shortly. We still have both AD support up top, so forcing that Dragon is going to be interesting.
Oh, Lil Ball's got to be careful. He's just clearing out the Oracle, and immediately McNoon jumps on it. Didn't go for the counter strike, didn't get the stun. There's the wall. Good protection work from Toys. I've just seen the crescendo in the top lane. They're going to hook on there. BB's going to be attacking low, very low. Prey manages to get away with it. Kane is now just kiting Mistake around. Mistake's going to have that mana shield. Actually, no, he's got no mana. He's going to get the shield pop up there. And Prey managing to survive off the back of that one. And, well, the Shen ultimate didn't get a chance to come out because it was not available. And that is why McNoon now going to head towards the top. They're pinging. They want to go for mistake in that top lane.
He's low enough. They want to dive.
They want to dive him. He's going to jump in. The counter strikes up. Manages to get the ping off on him. Should be able to finish him off. McNoon's going to tank this one up. And it's going to be Prey that picks up the kill. And there is a great tower dive. 5-2 now, the advantage in terms of... I'm just seeing Matt Song in the mid there. Whether he's going to go for toys. No, the stun lands. Keeps him away. Dark Binding comes in. Has he got enough toys with no mana? And they're just going to let him live.
They're pinging the blue steel as well. Here we come.
They are going to go across. Lil Ball's actually on the blue at the moment. Watching Song. There's nothing at all that Toys can do about this one. He needs Stanley to come across and help out. Song's going to try and throw out the Dark Bind. He's not going to get it though. And Lil Ball's with the blue. But obviously they wanted to give that Anivia. That was the ideal choice.
So both of these teams still very close, even though we've had those turnarounds. Both Stanley and McNoon have been able to contribute despite the early shutdown. Now we see Najin Sword. Since they've seen Ezreal top and Corky's running up bottom, they look to be able to force a 5-man dragon. Everyone on TPA just went back to shop. This should be a free dragon. They have the oracles. They've cleared out the area. This is going to be a good move for them. They have the kill advantage. Soon they're going to have a bigger gold advantage.
Yeah, very much so. There will be a free dragon. Najin Sword giving them that 1k gold difference. They'll slowly but surely pick it up. Very much they back away. It's going to give Taipei Assassins a little bit of free roam in this top. Can they try and trade quickly? They do have enough of a wave to try and take down this top turret. I think BB might try and push the advantage here. Yeah, they are. They're going to try and take the turret down and try and get something off the back of that turnaround. 5-2 currently for Najin Sword. We'll take it down. And that's going to pull the gold back even again. Just 400 gold between the two teams. Very close game still. Taipei Assassins 1-0 up if you missed it. Very, very aggressive stuff from Toys. Not able to put himself across the game as much in this one, though.
And Taipei Assassins in general really love that Athene's Unholy Grail. I've seen some of their matches in the GPL, and if they run 2 AP champions, they'll run 2 Unholy Grails. Anyone with mana who runs in the mid lane will go for it. He had it in the last game. He got it much earlier than this time on Anivia, but here we have it again. The Athene's Unholy Grail on Toys going to work out. This means that if he doesn't get the blue buff, he can still spam a lot of his spells. That works very well with low balls on Skarner, because Skarner is one of the most blue-reliant junglers in the game and gets immensely more powerful when he can spam his spells back and forth. Looking down the rest of the items, some big caster items completed. Sonya's Hourglass onto Song. That's going to be great if he wants to flash initiate these team fights. They've been taking aggression already. They're 5-2. They want to continue it. When Corky gets that Trinity Force, they're really going to start rolling.
Absolutely. Song picking up Sonya's Hourglass as well. He's just going to farm away. So, let's see how Toys is going to stop this one. Of course, blue buff was just stolen away from him. He's trying to put that burst down on Song, just farms up the wave. But he's going to be able to do that so often without that blue buff that he's currently sat on Lil Balls. Lil Balls really hasn't been able to put himself around much this time. Hasn't been that aggressive. And this is the second time. You know, Skarner we saw in the first game on Watch, again, was unable to be aggressive. And that's the big thing with Skarner. You want to be able to get in there when the team fights happen, hook someone up and cause a problem for you. They have, of course, got the ultimate from Mistake to try and silence that group fight. Blind hook coming out from Mistake. They're not landing on anything because there was no one anywhere near.
It's actually a fairly tricky team comp for low balls to pull the right target in. You don't want to pull Maokai or Jax in because they want to get there anyway. Morgana can block it with the Black Shield, and then Sona and Corky are generally so far at the back that if you run through to them, you may have gotten yourself killed already. So low balls going to have to be creative with the way he gets into these hooks. He's going to have to flank around team fights if he wants to get the right targets. He's going to have to surprise people, or they're going to have to just have man-up fights where it's 5v3 or something and they can pull a Maokai or Jax and not get punished for it. Because as it is, there's nothing really viable for him to get in team fights.
So just seeing Morgana heading top, he's going to walk straight past the ward. Mistake, though, didn't even flinch. Actually stood there saying, yeah, I'm ready for this one. I think Stanley was ready to ultimate up and help them out. That ward is about to finish out. They could try and hook on Kane here. No vision of it. They do put the pink ward down, so they've cleared out the Baron ward. 19 minutes gone in this game. Wouldn't expect them. Meanwhile, down the bottom lane, McNoon and Stanley continue to trade blows, and it is going to be an attempt on blue here. They're going to think maybe even hook blue through. No, Mistake's just going to trundle away from that one. They realize it is up. Yes, they are. They're going to come around. They're going to clear out the ward. They're probably going to try and hook it through. Actually, Prey now has just picked it up. Oh! Got to be careful of McNoon. I was about to say on Stanley down that bottom lane. We're also seeing the blue getting hooked away there. Mistake's just keeping Prey away. Kane is there. He could try and poke across, and they have picked up the blue buff, so they're still on the blue buff there, Taipei Assassins as well.
So I'm just trying to figure out why the gold is so even between both of these teams, because with 6 kills to 2, they've both taken down a turret. That one dragon happened as well. So what's happened actually is with all those early GP10 items that Stanley
the dive on
specifically
toys.
got- Oh, here it comes.
They've dived on toys, twisted advance went under there, and then Magnu's got a stun down as well, but the rest of the team are going to join in there. Lil Balls hooks on towards Watch. They try to pull him on the Ezreal ultimate comes across, but the crescendo is there again. Lil Balls gets dropped, Toys gets dropped. He's just got that rebirth to try and save it. Michelle ultimate coming in. Oh, and there's just a spawn for Stanley, and that manages to get the hook on, pulls Magnu away. Stanley's spawn time perfectly down there. He meant to die earlier on.
Look at that coordination mistake pulling in as Shen ults in on him so he could turn that kill around. Those fights are razor thin. That was a 2-for-1, I believe, and this game is still really, really close. And the gold coming in as they poke down. TPA has gotten about 1,300 more gold from the GP10 items than Najin Sword, which makes up gold-wise for that tower or that dragon that they are down.
Absolutely, and that obviously cost an Oracle as well on Maokai, I believe. Watch with that Oracle on, so it turns big advantage for them. And a steal there from Bibi as well on towards the Wraiths. And keep that gold flowing. So Trinity Force was completed by Prey as well. Ionic Spark being picked up by Shen.
Interesting, Nats. We've seen the way Shen split push. He doesn't necessarily kill creeps that fast in the past, so he has two options. You can go with the Sunfire Cape, or you can go with that Ionic Spark. The Ionic Spark is more about dueling and more about just the aggression. It's a cheaper item. He can get there sooner, and he means he can split push more frequently. He's going for it right now. His ultimate's still on a long cooldown. Not that unsurprising of a choice. It came into favor a couple months ago, came back out for Sunfire Cape, and like a lot of these things we're seeing in this tournament, things are cyclical, and he's back to the Ionic Spark.
It is indeed. Bloodthirster also picked up by Ezreal. So very much the damage coming out on Ezreal this time. It's interesting we see the Asian teams going for that Bloodthirster early rather than over the Trinity Force. We've seen a few times. So we're getting towards, well, 21 minutes. Late game starting to close in, definitely the mid game. How do you rate these two teams? I mean, how are we looking here? Who's got the stronger team as we start stretching the game out?
Looks like Najin Sword definitely has the beefier team in a lot of
the
these
hook
games.
comes in. They've hooked on Magnu. He should be able to jump back to the rest of his team. Instead, no, because that's going to be the ultimate card coming out from Nilballs. Nilballs gets caught, though. Absolutely drops where he stood. The stun comes out, but it's not enough because the Dark Shield goes on. The Black Shield, Morgana tries to pull them out. Stanley's going to get dropped. That's a double kill. They're going to get triple here. Mistake is taken out very low. Prey should be able to pick it up. Song stolen instead. Prey goes in. He is in. Can't take down BB though. And he's backed away. And what a crazy engage. Honestly, we've seen it before. You do not want to hook McNoon into your team.
And look how low everyone is on Najin Sword. Everyone escaping or flashing. That Aniviol was unable to isolate anyone that they needed to. Najin Sword just pouncing on that opportunity. Blitzcrank initiating for them. And even though TPA has this team of hooks, this team of pulls, they have Shen to taunt. If they get the wrong target, it's going to turn around on the negative rate, and they've got to be really careful.
Prey going very aggressive, and baby, the Dark Binding actually almost landed. He just sidestepped to it. I don't think he realized it was coming, and just sidestepped away. Let's have a check out a replay of that last fight. Let's check it out.
Everything here started really well. They just hooked Mackin over. They think they're going to try to finish him off.
Well, we didn't really get to hear much of them.
Well, much more subdued team
No,
fight.
but meanwhile,
Stanley comes in.
takes down McNoon in the top lane there. Meanwhile, Mistake's going to get caught out here. The Shen ultimate coming in, though, on towards Mistake. They should be able to catch up towards Watch. Crescendo gets across. Lil Balls is going to be very low there. Watch is going to get dropped. That's an Oracle down. Lil Balls, meanwhile, they catch up towards Song. Song gets dropped as well. This is a great turnaround by Taipei Assassins. They're going to try and push on towards Prey. He's got to back away. They should be able to pick up the middle turret. They're going to target it. They pinged it on, and they will. And Kane's got to be very careful. He doesn't get taken away from this one. Stanley happy to take a tower hit, and they will pick up a 3-for-1, sorry, I should say. And Stanley, well, actually, technically it was 4 because they did take McNoon down earlier on separately.
Najin Sword needed that fight to happen about 2 seconds later. You saw Song actually Zhonya's Hourglass in the middle of them.
Yeah.
But his ult was on about a 1-second cooldown when he did that. He tried to ult and then Zhonya's, but it wasn't off of cooldown yet. After the Zhonya's came out, he got pulled, Silence died, and that was just terrible timing for them overall because if he got that ult off with his Zhonya's, they could have turned that fight around.
will have turned that fight around, but that's definitely brought them back into it. Is that actual gold advantage for Taipei Assassins right now, despite the fact they're 11-7 down, 2-2 in turrets. They have picked up that dragon, and of course they farmed very well. Let's just have a look at those farms down the line. You can see the two top lane, or technically bottom lane in this case, 132 to 127, so slight advantage currently for Stanley in that one. Two junglers, actually, Lil Balls with an advantage in that one. Mid lane, you can see 245, that Nvidia farming machine definitely holding an advantage. So Toys again out farming Song. Meanwhile, the bottom lane ADs, or the top lane as it was in this case, Ezreal 211, that is going to be BB with the advantage, and that is giving them a definite gold difference. It's only 1k, but it's going to count later on.
So much of it, as you say, is about the farming because they lost the dragons, they're down in kills, but they're up in gold. That's the GP10 items, that's those minion kills. They're doing a very, very good job of just keeping up with this game. Lowball's trying to scout through, but he did lose that Oracle, so they are Oracle's list entirely. They need the third member to take this Oracle's here. It's time for Mistake to buy it. That's what he has. He's the one clearing out the wards right now. Because if Lowballs were to keep buying them and dying, he'd never be able to get enough items to go in and fight.
Yeah, and Kane's had to do the exact same thing. Watch lost the Oracle in the last fight. Kane's had to pick up the snack there, so the two supports having to pick up those Oracles is something that I guess anyone in solo queue expects. But obviously across the 5v5 teams, these pro teams, they definitely share the load. It's something you should see across the whole of League of Legends. Trinity Force been completed by Mac Noon now, though, and that's going to give him that gold difference, that damage difference on Jax. He's going to start jumping in and being beastly. He needs to make himself a little bit more tanky, though. And as it is, Lil Balls, who would you target really as Lil Balls? Is he going to go for Prey? Could Prey just Valkyrie away? Mac Noon could technically just jump away. They just need to time themselves perfectly with the stun from Toys, Stanley's taunt, the hook maybe from Mistake. They need to try and catch someone and just keep them immobile for a while. And it's looking like that war's going to get required to keep Najin Sword away there. They wanted to try and hook on someone. Taipei Assassins didn't want anything.
As we said earlier, it's so difficult for TPA to hook the right target because you pull in a Jax or a Maokai and they want to be there anyway. You pull in Morgana and she's just going to ult, and Zhonya's, it's just a counter build to the hook team in a lot of ways, so they have to get creative. Lowballs has to be able to sneak around. If he can get onto Kane, honestly, and somehow kill him before Crescendo, that would be immaculate because so many of these Crescendos are hitting 4 and 5 members.
Steal!
Gets the steal with the blue.
BB gets the steal. Beautifully done that. And he's going to be happy with that one. He just launched off his ulti and says, thank you very much. Did they even have a ward? There's no
they
ward
have
coverage.
it covered with wards, actually.
Oh, they did,
have
yes,
multiple
there's one
paths.
sneaky there, multiple path, all en route. They should be able to take out the inner turret here. The rest of Najin sort of not in position. Yes, they are. They're going to get on. They're going to chunk the damage down. Mac Noon is coming in from behind. Is he going to go for the aggression? They're backed away. They are just drawing them in, and they've caught Watch, and they've had to force the flash away. Mistake trying to get the hook on Prey there as well, and they did back away, but the turret went down, and a successful pull from Mistake there. And you can see Taipei Assassins now with that split push from Stanley. They're going to go down towards the bottom turret. Bottom turret will get
push mid in
Najin sort of going to counter push. They are going in towards this inner turret, though. The middle turret, is it going to be a base race? That's the question. We have a 5-on-5. It's entirely possible. We've got bottom lane Taipei Assassins on the inner turret. I think Najin sort of going to have to react to it. Now. They are backing up. Can they get back in time? There's going to be the inner turret going down. The Taipei Assassins are going to continue pushing on. They've pulled away, and we are not going to get the base race we all wanted to see.
They were daring each other to go in there. Taipei Assassins would have came out on top there. They were starting on an inner turret, whereas Taipei Assassins were starting in the middle. Normally the mid lane is faster than the others, but because there was already one turret advantage, that was not something Najin Sword wanted to engage on. Good trade overall by Taipei Assassins because the farther in the turret gets, essentially the more valuable it becomes from a map control perspective. So counterplay by Najin to not lose the gold, but the map control is now gone for that portion.
And it's interesting to see how different a build we see on Toys' Anivia compared to, say, Froggen's Anivia. He's gone Rabadon's Deathcap Athenes. Meanwhile, we'd see all sorts of randomness from Froggen. We'd see Warmogs in there, whatever they want.
A lot of the things that Froggen does when he builds Anivia is he just tries to get a whole bunch of health and mana. That's why he'll go Tear the Goddess early and then straight into Warmogs because he loves these kind of sustaining fights. But Toys is much different. He's about multiple engagements with the mana regen from the Athenes and Holy Grail and just burst damage. He wants to win these fights quickly, which is just how TPA plays.
And TPA looking like they want the fight right now. They are looking for it. They're clearing out the wards. They're going very aggressive and just trying to force something out here. Mistake is having a really good job clearing out all those Baron wards. Now, 29 minutes gone into this game, so it's 11-7, and that gold advantage slowly but surely is creeping Taipei Assassin's way.
And the speed of Stanley's split push now is actually immense because we said you have a choice between a Sunfire Cape and an Ionic Spark for split pushing.
Well,
he has both of them, so he's going to be clearing those minion waves really, really quickly. Ward pokes going around, but neither team really wants to bait a Baron right now because the teams are close enough that if you get caught in a bad position, you're going to lose the fight and then the game. The next big team fight win, if it's substantial, is going to snowball into that Baron. Right now, though, TPA does seem to have control. They're going to rush down this Dragon, and Najin might not be able to get this Baron in time.
Are they going to react and try and squeeze a Baron? They have initiated. Watch has started off here. They may try and get the counter here. They do have enough damage
TPA's running
around.
straight for him.
Taipei Assassins heading straight up there. Here comes Stanley. He's going to try and get a taunt across them. Of course, Lil Balls could hook on someone, and immediately they disengage. And a wise call there. Mistake wants to get a hook on someone. They're going to try and counter, push them off. And Mistake's going to go for a hook through the wall here. Is it going to be a blind hook? He's caught Magnoon! He's caught Magnoon! Can he do the damage on him? He does manage to get a lead strike away. And Lil Balls has gone aggressive. He's gone deep. Crescendo comes across. They do manage to shut him down. That's going to be Song also going in there. Manages to get the Morgana ultimate. But they get the power fist on towards Song. Song's going to get dropped. That's a double kill for Toys. They're going to turn this one into a possible inhibitor. So they're going to push on the inhibitor turret. The turret will go down. And that was a total blind hook there. Though they managed to throw out the ward just before it. I didn't notice that go down. So Mistake popped the ward down, pulled the hook. Very nice play, Taipei Assassins.
They were sneaky about how they pulled. They didn't pull in Magnoon where the team could immediately respond to it. There's no way everyone can make it over that wall in time. They also walled off a lot of the team with the Anivia, almost screwed over Low Balls when he tried to flash in, but now they're all extremely low. This is actually dangerous. They're going to go straight for it, but there's 3 strong members of Najin. They might try to peel a 5v3, even though they're all low. This is going to be close.
The hook on Magnoon again. They brought him back in. They managed to silence him off, so he can't leave strike away. Soys is going to get rebirth popped, though. Magnoon is going to get dropped before the rebirth's used. Now they're going to turn around towards Watch. Can they manage to get the hook down? Bebe's going to close in. Has Lil Ball's got his ulti available? No, he's not. And they're just going to back away. So again, they've baited Magnoon in. It's 11-10. Still in favour of Najin Sword in terms of kills. But wow, that gold definitely slipping towards Taipei Assassins. Quicksilver Sash picked up by Toys. Wow, what a game.
And look at Toys. He's getting really, really strong here. The Quicksilver Sash in there to counter if he gets caught by a Dark Binding, if he gets caught by a Jackstone. He does not want to get egged in the wrong spot. Now it's time for TPA to start getting these pokes around the Baron. They're already 1 game up in this series. If they finish this off, Najin Sword will be eliminated from the World Championships. The 80 carry builds, curious here. BB has the Last Whisper, Bloodthirster, and Trinity Force, whereas Prey has yet even to finish his Infinity Edge after that Trinity Force. So a big lead from the 80 carries. Item-wise, gold-wise, another blue steal by them. They're looking very strong in team fights, and Najin has to create something special here because right now, TPA is just looking stronger. All the blue de-aggroed.
Didn't have the damage, and they're going to have to just let it go back. Stanley's going to come around. Meanwhile, Manipia had picked up the blue of his own, so it's going to be the double blue stack. Not double blue stack, but obviously a double blue steal. And that's going to be BB coming around. Oh, they've got to be careful, though. And immediately, Kane trying to catch on towards Toys there. Toys has been split apart from his team here. Taipei Assassins are going to try and close in around it, though. Are Najin Sword going to try and force something here? They want an open fight. They've had too many hook fights. They do not want to get hooked again. And they do back away from that scary bush position that Mistake was trying to pull them towards.
There's so many wards that TPA just littered Najin's jungle with. They're going to try to go clear these out right now. I wonder if TPA is going to try to get a good hook in while they're in that sea of wards. They don't get that one onto Magnoon. They're trying to get another through the wall hook with this sea of wards. Najin's going to try to get a fight in this corridor so the Crescendo can hit everyone. There's a pull!
They're coming around the back. There's the pull. And the Watch was coming around the backside, though. This time, Magnoon is going to jump in. He's going to go towards Swords. The Crescendo goes across. Lil Balls is going to get dropped very quickly this time. Could Najin Sword pull this fight back? They need to keep this fight up. They need to, or they will be out of this tournament. Surely no, because Taipei Assassins get the whole ace off the back of that one. And Najin Sword initiated. Could that be Taipei Assassins going through to the semi-final versus Moscow 5? GG given. That is it. 2-0. Taipei Assassins. They take it.
Taipei Assassins surprising everyone but themselves in here. They were the #1 seed from their region for a reason. They had the bye. They're showing that they are a very strong team. There's the emotion coming out from Low Balls, screaming at each other. This is great for them.
Absolutely fantastic and a devastating Najin Sword, as you expect. They went 3-0 through the group stage. They look nigh on unbeatable. CLG.EU going to be looking on this one. Well, they've played them both. You know, they spent a week with Taipei Assassins, and now we're thinking Najin Sword were going to take it. How wrong were they? Taipei Assassins have shocked
the world right now and have made it into that semi-final position. I believe they're against Moscow 5 as well. They would have watched that game earlier on, and what a crazy match that's going to be. But Taipei Assassins, they kept the aggression up. You know what? They tried to get shut down, and it was looking like Najin Sword had that one for a while, but Taipei came back into it.
And even that was only a 33-minute game, so Taipei Assassins knows how to finish these matches. Even at the end there, when Najin Sword wanted to get that fight in the jungle, they found the window to get the wide-open fight in the mid lane where they could just take them out in the open field. Very sportsmanlike handshakes coming out here. Taipei Assassins have to be thrilled. What a performance they just put on.